Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm Audrey and I post acting videos. And this is part 3 of my series, The Actor Who Didn't Book the Role. So this is actually part 2 in my Stranger Things season 4 auditions that I didn't book series. These are the first auditions that I did for Stranger Things season 4. If you want to see the other ones, I'll have them linked down below, and I'll also talk a little bit more about the casting process in the other video. But for those of you returning, I know you've already heard that, so I'm not going to get into that. These auditions I filmed back in 2020. This is before I was professionally trained at all, so please do not judge my acting off of these. I'm obviously going to critique them, so I'm prepared to cringe very much. I know these are bad. I think the other ones are better, and those were still hard for me to watch, so I'm not prepared for this. I got a copyright claim on my last video where I put the scene, so if you guys want to see the finished scene, go to my TikTok because I can actually post the scene there, but I can't post it on YouTube because they will copyright me, so we're not going to do that. But I will play all of my auditions while I react to them so you guys can see them. This was my first audition from Stranger Things. It was my first ever time auditioning for Stranger Things and my first audition request from them. And they had me audition for several small roles, and I obviously didn't book any of these, and then they called me back to audition for one of the numbers like a month later, and I didn't book that either. But it was exciting to get called back. So as much as I hate these auditions, I can't talk too poorly of them because they ended up calling me back for a different role, and that's honestly all any of us can ask for. But yeah, I'm gonna stop procrastinating and just get into it. Okay, Stranger Things season 4 audition. So this was April 10th, 2020 when I did these auditions, which is crazy. The first audition I'm gonna show is my audition for Brenda. She was Steve's date to like the basketball game. Pretty small part.
Does it bother you that like we might win our first championship like right after you graduated? You know, that's an interesting point. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Brenda.
Like, I almost have no words. I don't know how an audition tape that's like 30 seconds can be that horrible. I don't even know where to start. They asked us to audition with our hair back and no makeup on because they didn't want any distractions, and also because they were scouting for who could play numbers because they were having us do no makeup and buzz our hair. So that's why I look like that. Wow. So basically they gave me zero character description. They literally were just like, Brenda, here's the sides, like she's a girl this age, nothing else. And I actually saw like a little bit later, I think when I was auditioning for the numbers, they sent out the audition to people. I didn't get the audition a second time, but they sent it out to other people again. They obviously didn't find anyone from the past that I auditioned for, and they added to it Ditzy. Like, play this character, make sure you play this character Ditzy, which I didn't play her Ditzy at all, and I think most people didn't, so that made me feel a little better that I wasn't alone in that, because when they re-released the role, they added play it Ditzy. It's very important as an actor to like choose a point of view and to choose something that's like a strong choice, especially when they give you nothing to go off of. It can go one of two ways. You either absolutely nail it and it's exactly what they're looking for, and they're like, whoa, like she read our minds, like no one else did this is amazing, and they cast you. Or it can be completely wrong, and this is the case of it's completely wrong. Who knew from the sides? I mean, the sides, she sounded rude. You know, I wanted to play her as kind of like a flirty bully because Stranger Things has that sometimes. So I just went in the completely wrong direction with it. I probably thought she was a bigger part than she was because I don't know what I was doing with that. But anyway, so I don't even know where to start with critiquing myself. Pretty much everything was wrong. Obviously should have been doing it Ditzy, which, you know, I can't blame myself for that because I didn't know that. I did like the flirty voice, which is like, I don't really love that, but I do think that this is what got me the audition to be a number, because I played this role as a bully. So I think they saw me and they were like, oh, okay, like she can kind of play a bully role, and so then they asked me to audition for a number because the numbers were bullies. Like the audition scene was a bully scene, which I think I did better as that because obviously that's what I naturally wanted to go for. I mean, if you watch the finished scene, she plays it Ditzy, obviously, and it works really well. So I hated that whole thing. Anyways, this is another audition I did, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who this is for. They did a lot of fake sides. I think the Brenda audition is the only one that used real sides, and then also my number audition, they kind of used one of the real scenes that is going to be in the season, but they like changed the lines a little bit. But the Brenda one was one of the only auditions that they used actual sides from the show, because for the number audition, it was a real scene and then it was a scene from a previous season, and they had us use that to audition. And this is, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure this is the scene with Susie and Dustin. So it's a scene that's already been in the show, but they had me use it to audition for a character named Morgan, but they did a lot of fake names when they were doing the auditions too, so I still don't know who this audition was for, because they used a fake name for the number and I think for this, and I don't even know what character this would be for, and it's from a previous season, but let's just see.
Morgan, do you copy?
This is Morgan, I copy.
Morgan, listen, this is going to sound weird, but it's very important. Do you know Place Constant?
Of course I do. Do you know the Earth orbits the sun?
No, it starts with 2 sixes. What's the rest again?
Are you messing with me?
I'm not messing. I'm serious. Deadly serious.
Okay, just to be clear on this, you want a mathematical equation that I know you know. I don't understand.
Please, Morgan, this is urgent.
Whatever. Planck's constant is 6.6260704. I just like actually hate that. I think that was worse than they're getting worse. Anyways, I hated the eye rolls. I've talked about this before. I roll my eyes a lot in real life, so I do it a lot in auditions without realizing it, but it always looks so weird and I hate it and I wish I didn't do it. I hated the eye roll. It seemed like acting, like the whole thing was just bad, and I don't know why I did it with an attitude. Like I didn't need to have that much. No wonder I got called back to play a bully. Like every scene had like attitude in it. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just trying to make a character, because they also gave me no description for this one. I just hated that. I think it was not believable. I think the eye rolls needed to go. Plural. I don't know why there were multiple. One would have been one too many. Like, I don't even know what else to say other than it's just like it was all bad. I wish you guys could see how I would do these now, because they would just be completely different. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I hated that whole thing. I think especially that I know you know. Like, okay, we don't need to like be that aggressive. Oh my gosh, this is literally worse. Like, this is the last one for this video, and it's for Maya Hawke. Robin. Okay, so Maya Hawke, who plays Robin, she has like a crush, Tammy I think is her name, that she like talks to Steve about, and she's like a singer, like she thinks she's really good but she's not, and they had me audition for that, which perfect role for me because I cannot sing at all, and they were like, she thinks she can sing good but she doesn't, and they made us sing the national anthem and submit it, and it was so bad. I remember this being terrible. Like, so I'm terrified. I don't even think I can play the whole thing, but yeah, I committed to the bit. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Wow, I have no words for that one. I told you guys to come back for this part because it was going to be worse, and I didn't even realize how much worse it was going to be than the other one. These like physically hurt me to watch, and I'm like, can I even post this? Like, I care about my reputation. So this is your sign to start taking acting classes before you start auditioning for huge projects, because you will look back and you will regret it. Because me now, I feel like I would actually do pretty well with these auditions. I don't know what was going on. I also like was not getting very consistent auditions, and because I wasn't training, I was not acting very often. So I got these auditions and I hadn't filmed the self-tape in months, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And so I was very, very rusty, obviously. Pretty much there's no excuse for that though. But yeah, that was that. If you want to see my audition for a number, tell me how they called me back to audition for a number from those. See, if I can act, any of you guys can, I'm telling you. But yeah, I hope that wasn't like too terribly painful, and I hope you guys don't like judge me too much, and I hope that that wasn't as hard for you as it was for me. I hope that that was funny for you guys, because I mean, it's kind of funny. It's funny, especially if it isn't you. It's like, it's funny. But yeah, if you want to see my original part, I'll have it linked down below. And then I also did just recently post a Hulu audition I did that was from a year ago, so it's more recent, but you know, it still needs a little work, but it's better, you know. So if you want, go check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you are an aspiring actor, you should definitely subscribe because I post a lot of acting content. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I try to reply to everyone, or you can DM me on Instagram. And if you have video suggestions, also leave them down below. But I love you guys and I appreciate you. I think I'm going to be switching my posting days to Saturdays because my acting class is now on Wednesdays and it's exactly around the time that I like to post, so it's been very difficult because I like to be able to reply to comments and talk to you guys. So I think I'm going to be switching my post days to Saturday, so I will see you on Saturday.